what he can do.
To Salvador, this was the first capital city in Brazil's history, and as well as the old stuff, they also have a brand new stadium for this tournament, built on the site of the original. It's a 55,000 seat. It will host 6 games at the World Cup next summer. 2 men inside tonight are our commentary team, Mark Lawrenson, and first of all, the voice of Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks, Dan. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this new £200 million Arena Fontenova. It is staging its first match of this competition. It'll host 6 at next summer's World Cup, including a quarter-final. Tonight's game, in temperatures in the mid-70s, is a fascinating clash between Nigeria, a young emerging side with few well-known names, and Uruguay, a veteran team perhaps on the decline, but studded with famous stars. And it has an historic twist too. Salvador was a major port of the slave trade between South America and Nigeria. To this day, the city has a vibrant Afro-Brazilian culture. Nearly half the population is of black African descent. And Uruguay was the first country to introduce black players into an international football competition. Isabelino Gredin and Juan Delgado, descendants of slaves, playing against Chile in the South American Championship of 1916. But it's the first ever meeting on the pitch between these two countries. Nigeria 6-1 winners against Tahiti, but still wasteful in front of goal. Also looked vulnerable at the back against the Polynesian Islanders. And Uruguay, who fought back decently against Spain, are far more dangerous, of course. This really a game they must win, or qualification for the semi-finals will be out of their hands. It's a milestone day for Diego Forlan. He becomes the first Uruguayan to reach 100 caps. I have to say, though, there he is, Forlan, look in the tunnel. Granddad played, his dad played here in Brazil. 3 generations of Copa America winners. That's some record. That's to say, though, we have to say that the crowd is sparse, probably the lowest we've seen in this tournament so far, as the Dutch referee leads them out. Nigeria criticised by their coach for their sloppy attitude in front of goal, and they gave a goal away to Tahiti, but that man, of course, was in devastating form with a hat-trick. Nandi Ojuamadi, now been recalled, as we've heard it from the studio boys, from Varese, where he was on loan, back to Milan. All eyes will be on him, I guess, the scorer of the opening round hat-trick. And so we come to the anthems. The battle for second place in the group, it's been built. Nigeria's manager, Stephen Keshi, that charismatic man, wasn't happy with the opening win. He promised changes, and he's made a couple. He said he was going to strengthen the defence because of the threat little Tahiti posed to them in the opening game. So what he's done is he's brought defensive midfielder John Ogu in. He plays in Portugal. He's preferred to the more attacking Sunday Mba. And Ide Brown, 21 goals for Dynamo Kiev this season, replaces the less experienced Anthony Uja. They're unbeaten in 18 games. That's a national record, and that team is drawn from 10 different leagues around the globe. You may recognise today's match officials, led by referee Bjorn Kuipers. He took charge of Chelsea's Europa League win over Benfica at the end of the season. Diego Lugano, the Uruguay captain, had 4 trophy-winning years in Brazilian football at Sao Paulo. Nigerian keeper Enyama had a terrific African Cup of Nations. Really excelled, and at the World Cup as well in South Africa. Now Uruguay, they make 3 changes. The ponderous midfield trio, Gargano, Perez and Southampton's Ramirez dropped. In come Forlan, as we've mentioned. He hasn't scored for 12 games, by the way. Arevalo will anchor the midfield, and Gonzalez, he starts. He was lively as a sub against Spain, and they revert to the back 3 and the wing-back formation that served them well in South Africa, where they finished 4th, of course. Nigeria go into a huddle. They won convincingly, Mark, and yet still heavily criticised.
Well, it's very difficult to, especially after seeing Tahiti as well today, Jonathan. I think when you play against a really inferior side as well, you only have 1 or 2 of the players switch off a little bit and it becomes more difficult. I think certainly